Namaste. I had a beautiful, beautiful realization in my supervision yesterday with my IFS supervisor, and I wanted to share it because it just really beautifully describes the power and potency of the IFS practice. So some of you may know about the IFS model, and it's an incredible modality. It's a very spiritual modality that really puts the self, it puts us at the center of the healing. And it is a model that allows for this ever expanding journey, allows for the practitioner to facilitate an ever expanding journey with the client into the inner world and meeting those parts of us and holding space for those parts of us and befriending them and hearing more about who they are and what they need. And it's always about connecting back to self and supporting the client to maintain that connection to self and to dialogue and speak to the parts of our inner world from self. And it's recognizing that the mind is multiple. We don't just have the one mind. Within the mind or the plane of the mind, we have lots of different parts that are their own personalities, they have their own belief systems, they're their own beings. And when we start to differentiate between these and find these parts, we can really give them what they need. And there's lots of other things that we can do. And essentially, we can help these parts that have been holding burdened energy or the energy from adverse experiences or trauma. And we can release those. And there's lots of other things that we can do. So the supervisor that I work with is an amazing woman, and she helps me to tune into the work that I do and to work through any issues, any sticky bits, anywhere that my own parts are being activated. And we work with those parts, and it's an incredible journey. It's a part of it's just a part of the journey that you would take as a facilitator or a space holder. You would have a supervisor to help and support you with your work. And the realization that I made was that the power and potency of this model is so incredibly profound, because when you practice it and when you live it, when you embody it and you experience it, and it becomes a naturally ingrained part of your life and way that we are, which is what it's become for me. And when we have that, we've journeyed into our own personal sense of integrity. So for me, integrity are my own values and principles. It's where I want to be. It's my kind of value base around the work that I do that very much keeps me in my essence. When we have that, we really have no choice but to be doing the deep inner work in the moment when we are working with our clients. Now, this is incredible, and this is a game changer, because I've never really experienced this before in any other modality. That we as therapists or as practitioners, we go in, and when we become more attuned and sensitive to when our parts are being activated or triggered within the process, the therapeutic process, when we're doing a one-to-one, and we can become really attuned to this. And so when this happens, we can actually really hold space and do a U-turn and start to inquire about what that trigger is, where it's coming from, and what part of me is being activated here right now in this space. And we can actively do that work whilst that the client is sitting in front of us. And there are ways and techniques of creating more space for that so that it doesn't interfere and transfer onto the client's process. But the very nature of this is to eliminate transference and counter-transference. Because when we're working on those parts in the moment, and we're giving those parts of us that feel anxious or triggered about what they've heard or judgmental, when we can get in touch with that in that moment and do that U-turn and give those parts what we need, we are literally making quantum leaps forward, not only in our own development, but we're creating this protection so that we're not literally reacting and projecting that onto our client. We are holding a space for that and letting those parts know that we're there, and either putting it aside to work in personal therapy or just calming and soothing those parts so that they're not projecting out, so that we're not then saying something harmful to our client, or our agenda of our part takes over and we start to lead them into like a place that, you know, isn't actually helpful for them, or whatever it is. And this is literally creating these quantum leaps forward, because in that moment we are doing the work. And I had this realization that what a gift, what a blessing, what an incredible blessing, that I just felt so privileged and so blessed to be able to do such incredible work on myself that quantum leads me forward, not like just outside of my sessions and in my own personal therapy, but in the seat of the therapist, in the seat of the practitioner at the time when I'm doing this work with my clients. And I'm just so grateful for this model. I'm so grateful for having been taught by these incredible teachers in this way, it really puts the integrity back into self-led practice, self-leadership, self-led therapy. You know, it's absolutely unbelievable. And for those of you that maybe haven't heard of internal family systems before, you're maybe a therapist, or you're a practitioner, a therapist in a holistic field, a coach, yoga teacher, counselor, you work with energy and you're really curious about this, you're really curious about how you can be doing that work in the moment, then I have an incredible opportunity for you. One of our modules for our energy medicine teacher training program we're offering out to our community. It's our Beyond Trauma Informed and IFS Informed training. It's 2 days, and we're going to go through some of these really supportive, transformational, quantum leaping forward aspects of the IFS model that enable you to do that incredible, potent work and keep yourself super clear and create these karma-free, clear spaces for your clients to do incredible work. I would love to guide you on this journey, so have a little look at these opportunities coming your way. The best thing to do is to sign up to our mailing list and get the emails about it, or visit our website as well for our program and get in touch with us via there. So yeah, it's so wonderful to tune in with you and sending you so much love, my darlings. Namaste.